Hey guys, it's Mariah, and welcome back to another video. I have not posted since the summer. There's several reasons as to why that's the case. I feel like I don't need to advocate for myself anymore. Y'all, most of the people who are watching this at this point are people who honestly, I don't even know who watches. If you are watching this and you know me, which is probably the most I expect from these uploads at this point, hi. Most of you, if that's the case, would know that I'm in college and I literally graduate next semester, in December. So I'm busy. I'm going to an elementary school 2 days a week this semester. Next semester, I'm going every single day. I'll be student teaching. So I'll have no time for YouTube. None. I'm also super busy with working in the admissions office. I'm an RA, a bunch of other stuff. So it's hectic. It's very hectic, but I'm very driven and focused on that currently. So YouTube's kind of been pushed aside, but I still miss it, obviously, and I've been itching to make a video for a while now. So one thing that I always thought would be really great to kind of talk about is my college journey, how I got to where I am, and a bunch of other stuff, because I know I went through a whole phase on my YouTube channel. And yes, it was a phase, because I would always make videos saying, oh, I'm leaving, I'm not coming back, that sort of thing. And I don't really know what my thought process was. I was just kind of doing it. And the only logical explanation that I can come up with currently is the fact that I definitely wanted to leave, but I was still attached to YouTube. Some sort of relationship, I don't know. YouTube was a coping mechanism for me, I guess, in the sense that life was crazy. Yes, that's the best way to word it. To kind of touch on old topics and some things that some people watching this might not know at all. But when I started my YouTube channel, I was 15 years old. And so that means this year in March, literally next week, actually, it's crazy. As of March 2nd, 2023, it'll be my 5-year YouTube anniversary, which is crazy. That's actually insane. I was a sophomore in high school. Sophomore? Yeah, I was a sophomore in high school, 15 years old, and life was not great for me. I didn't have any sense of direction. I didn't know where things were heading for me. I was just very unsure of what the future held in general, and that's the blatant truth. And so much was going on at home, and I feel like I briefly would hint at that, but of course it's the internet. I'm not gonna give my whole life away like that, and I still am not going to do that in this video, because I'm not here to bash on anyone. I don't want any negative relationships. It's not my goal in life, and it never has been, it never will be. I was definitely a little immature back then, in the sense that I know for a fact there's probably real and unedited videos where I threw shade at old friend groups or something like that, but I was a teenager, life goes on, and that's the best you can do. But I was essentially going through a lot in that time frame. My Omegle phase, what a time that was. I think for me, when I was in high school, I felt alone. I felt like I had no friends, and I felt isolated. And isolated is a big point. I couldn't leave my house for several reasons. I couldn't have friends over. I don't know, I just wasn't fully open to the world. This all comes down to one factor at the end of the day. I just can't really, I'm not gonna blatantly say it out here, but if you know, you know. That's all I have to say with that. So I know, I would just post videos. I don't even know, they were always random, and I'm embarrassed by most of those, because I'm just it's not me anymore, but she does live inside of me technically. What can you do? You do what you do, and that's really it. I vlogged a little bit at school. Those videos are also super embarrassing. Oh my goodness. Anywho, I don't know, I contributed part of my life to YouTube, and at the end of the day, I'm very thankful for those videos, in the sense that it documents a different time frame in my life. So I graduated high school in the height of COVID, and honestly, during that time frame, even with or without COVID, I did not know where life was going to take me next after high school. All I knew was I was going to community college. Community college was the only option I was given for several reasons, and by several reasons I mean one reason only. So it was really difficult for me to be able to know what I was doing in my life. Like, I don't know how else to word that. The thing with that was I would be living at home in a house that I didn't ever really feel welcome in, and honestly still don't feel welcome in most times, but we're working on that. What it came down to was I wound up getting a scholarship. I was in a mentor program when I was in high school, where high school students were mentors for elementary students, and I did that all 4 years of high school. And it's really funny how I joined it too, because I literally joined it just because my friends were doing it at the time. I ended up liking it so much that I continued to do it, and something about working with kids really stuck with me, so I chose childhood education as my major. The organization that runs that program gives out a scholarship to a senior within my school district every single year. I don't know the nitty-gritty details. I don't know what happened inside the room where it happened. That's the connection I've made to it lately. If you know Hamilton, listen to that song. Like, literally, that was my best way of describing it that I could think of. I don't know what happened, how it happened, anything, but I ended up receiving a scholarship from them, and that was a really big deal for me, and it still is a really big deal for me, because that scholarship for me was quite literally life-changing. And I felt kind of weird talking about it in my YouTube videos because I just didn't know how people would react to it, especially people who I went to high school with. I just didn't know. And I think for me, I needed to, the whole like leaving YouTube thing was more of an idea of the fact that I was starting to realize that I didn't need a personality shift, but like I did. I don't know how to explain that. I just knew that I was going off to college, and that meant maturing in a different aspect, and it meant finally breaking free of this cycle that I was stuck in, this lifestyle that I was stuck in. It meant an opportunity to be able to change my life for the better, like literally in so many aspects. Like, if you know me personally, you know what I'm talking about. So I wanted to make sure that I put all of my focus into college and my degree, because that was my biggest thing. I sat down and so fun fact, I transferred to my 4-year school I'm at now, but I went to community college virtually for 1 semester after I graduated high school, because when I got the scholarship, I was already accepted to community college, and I hadn't applied to 4-year schools because it wasn't an option for me. So my scholarship from this organization was contingent on me transferring to another college, and they let me do the whole process and everything. Moral of the story, that's how I wound up here, where I'm at now for school. Those of you who don't know, I am studying childhood education. I'm hoping to be a teacher. That is the goal currently. I don't have a backup plan necessarily, but if I do, we'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Another aspect is just getting myself in a position to have a life of my own. And by that, I sat down at home when I was doing my 1 semester of community college, sat down in my room when I had free time, which I had a lot of, and I wrote down my plan. I didn't have any personal documents. I didn't have access to my birth certificate. I didn't have access to my social security card. I didn't have access to all of those like things that you need to be able to like get a state issued like government ID. I didn't have any means of like getting myself a bank account, and like without any of those things you can't really get a job, you can't really learn how to drive, you can't do any of that. Like I said, I was very sheltered. So I had to reach out to people who I hadn't talked to in years. I had to do like a million loopholes. I cried at the DMV. I went through so many hurdles, but eventually I got a non-driver's ID. And then my next step was getting my bank account. From there, my next step was getting my like birth certificate and social security card, all of that. I didn't get my social security card until this past summer, last summer. And from there, I finally got my permit last summer as well, which I don't think I've mentioned on YouTube yet. I think the last time I uploaded was before I got my permit. But in July of last year, I finally got my permit, and I've been learning how to drive. So with that, once I finally have my license, I've been saving up for a car. I can buy myself a car, and I can, like, that's really the missing puzzle piece here. Like, that is the last thing I need to be able to get myself my own place and keep a stable job and like everything like that. Like I said, I graduate in December. I'm working on looking into graduate school. I'm thinking I'm gonna go the route of like being a full-time teacher and then like doing graduate school online. I think that's a good way of doing it, but I'm still looking into my options. YouTube will always hold a special place in my heart because it was a way for me to fill the void of having a lot of free time and being very sheltered and feeling like I had no one to talk to. It was a really great thing for me, and I don't know, I've always wanted to make this specific video, and I'm not done making videos on YouTube. I don't care about my subscriber count anymore. I don't care about a lot of that. What I care about is the fact that it's something special to me, and at one point it filled a special place in my heart and gave me joy when I needed it the most. Like, that's really incredible. And I had people supporting me even if it was really weird. I had some sort of support along the way, and now I'm here. Like, I never would have thought when I started my YouTube channel that I would have short hair and it's dyed brown. You know what I mean? Like, never in a million years would I have ever thought that was possible. My own personal college dorm room. Like, it's all, like, I don't take any of that for granted. I don't. And I take it all in for what it's worth. That's why I don't upload to YouTube that much, is because I'm putting all of what I can into my school stuff, because this is important. I have a scholarship that is my one opportunity to get a bachelor's degree. Like, that's incredible, because if I didn't have that currently right now, this day and time, I would 100% be at home. And I genuinely believe that, like, I don't know what life would be like for me if I didn't get this scholarship. And I stand by that statement. One thing's for sure, it definitely wouldn't have been very mentally healthy. I've always had really good luck in life. I can't deny that. But I'm very thankful for the position I'm in right now, like, through and through. This is a huge opportunity for me, and it's something that I have to talk about. And I finally feel comfortable with, like, sharing bits and pieces of my journey with you, especially since you've been a part of my journey and a part of my life for the past 5 years, which is crazy. We finally filmed it. Hopefully this is the final one that makes it to YouTube. I have to go pee, so I'm gonna finish this. If you watched this whole video, I appreciate it. And I appreciate your support, everything like that. The usual spiel that I've always given. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.